The city is ordering our building to block off access to our balconies for the spring and summer because of safety concerns.
Literally from pepper to soil.
Pepper to soil. Now, I know what you're going to say. But at that point, it's not a perennial. I get it.
Have you ever heard of the fire flash spider plant?
But there has been this growing trend of people using perennials as planters.
Marigolds are sand lovers. Marigolds are not bright in direct light. Marigolds are like, I'll trade you all of my herbs for some of your tomatoes.
I got a lot of mint.
Yeah, give me...
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
Colin, welcome to my fridge.
I like your fridge.
Do you remember how last week we were talking about growing your groceries?
Yep.
To recap, if you missed last week's episode, I'm going to throw it down in the show notes below, but essentially, we thought we would try to grow onion, green onion, mushroom, carrot, pepper, avocado from their existing vegetable form.
Yeah.
And I thought we would just kind of quickly go through them and see how they did. So first and foremost, the carrots. Now, I cut the tops off of these carrots. I noticed that the green just started growing when I put them in water. So I know in the episode we talked about putting it in soil. Right? I didn't do that. I thought I would try water propagating just to kind of see. The carrots themselves are very hard still, which I thought they would become very mushy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
They're very hard still.
When you put them in, they were all cut off like this part
Completely cut off, yeah.
And all of this is new growth.
It's all new growth.
And
this one you can kind of, in the middle, there's like a little bit of green still wanting to come out.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're done. The only thing is I haven't really seen roots coming from them. And I know this is only like a week old, so there's still hope for that. But
I mean, this one has a few small hairs that I thought were roots.
Yeah.
But I think they're attempting to root.
Yeah, maybe I should be putting these in soil.
Because they're still firm.
Yeah.
I would absolutely, now that it's green and photosynthesizing, I would sink it kind of just 1/8 of an inch below the crown there and stick it in and let's see what happens.
Ah, interesting. Okay, next up
That's quite pretty too. That's fun.
It's cute. It's like a little carrot tree.
Did you drop it into a glass like that or just a small like little ramekin kind of thing?
Actually a saucer.
Okay, perfect. Even better. Yeah. So just enough to keep the bottom moist and let it pull water up.
And I got to tell you, one of the most stressful things about this whole project was keeping everything watered, especially those carrots, because I kept everything sort of in the heat sink of my inside.
Yeah.
And Brad was like, your carrots are out of water again. I'm like, I just fed you. Like, I don't understand. So that was probably the most stressful part about this whole project. But I mean,
carrots are out of water.
I was like, thanks for telling me. Why don't you just water them? Anyway, next up, what is this?
Is that your celery?
This is my celery.
Yeah.
I think you put some bad juju on this because it didn't do a thing.
No,
There's nothing going on with that celery.
But also there's nothing going on with it. It's not rotted. It's not soft. It's still crisp.
It looks gross.
Yeah, the edges have desiccated. The middle is that. But even the edge, it's not rotted.
Okay.
It's just dried out because it's not able to uptake water.
Interesting.
We're tempting, but that's enough about you, celery.
Well, I also tried a yellow onion, a sweet onion. I didn't want to bring that today because it just looked really bad.
Okay.
So that was
good for you for admitting that you did it, though. Like, you could have just been like, didn't try it.
Yeah. No.
Everything I tried worked.
Yeah. Going on to last week's episode, we were talking about that. So, but I am happy to report that my green onion did amazing. So
good.
I can't even tell where the old onion is.
No.
And look at the roots on this thing.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
That looks like 10 out of 10. Like
right?
what? Like
it looks like I would buy this from the grocery store.
Yeah.
Now it took a little bit, but I mean, I don't know how many times.
How much did you plant?
I planted. Okay, so you can kind of see up here.
Right at that ridge. Okay.
Right at the ridge is where it came out for the new stuff, and same with the other one.
Wild. That is freaking
This was from a red bell pepper, and they actually sprouted. Look at the little dicotyledons there.
Yeah. How many did you plant? How many
3.
seeds? So you got 3 for 3.
100% germination rate.
That is cool.
I should have just sprinkled them all in, but I was just like, well, what if this works?
And you literally, you were prepping supper, whatever, cut the pepper, took 3 seeds and just stuck them in.
Yeah.
Didn't do any prep, nothing. Just from pepper, literally from pepper to soil.
Pepper to soil. Exactly.
That is
happy about that. 5 out of 5, would try again. And the last one was this avocado pit, which hasn't seen any action yet.
Not yet.
But I did the whole thing
Yeah.
with the toothpicks on. So I got 3 toothpicks. Now, the one thing I want to mention is the top has split.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that is just because I thought I would send this to the plant expert today to take a look at this and see if anything's growing.
Keep it going.
Can you see anything in that little ridge or no?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
But the fact that it's splitting is an indicator of growth.
There we go.
Because normally that's what happens with mine is that they split. I've only done it a few times, and it's the last time I did it was, remember that little kid who followed us on GA Kids TV who grew one?
Yeah.
And I grew one as well. And I can't remember where it split first, but absolutely. So basically what you're seeing there is what we've talked about that happens underground is the breaking down of the seed coat.
Mm-hmm.
So your seed coat is now cracked, which means water can get in. It can start mixing in a warm environment. You're up and running.
I'm very excited.
That's a success.
And the mushroom, nothing. I did kind of read up on it after the episode, and it said you could maybe start to grow something from the base. But, I just thought when you're playing around with spores, I really don't want to risk anything. And I don't want to.
And mushrooms are their own. We said that. Like
Exactly.
They're their own beast.
Yeah. So I did not want to risk that one. So I think all in all, I only had 2 of them not do great. So not bad.
Not bad at all. And mushroom we knew was not going to be easy, was going to be tough.
Yep.
Likely not working. So cool. We weren't expecting much. And the onion, it didn't do so bad compared to everything else. I would be like, you wouldn't try it again. You would do it maybe a little different next time.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too much water. Maybe more shallow water like your carrots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then Brad can be like, your carrots and onion are out of water.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. The one thing, though, I want to try that we didn't get to talk about last week was I really want to try an orange tree. So I know we sell citrus trees in the houseplant department. And I hear that, you can just put an orange seed, you dry it off and you put it in the soil and you should start to get something. So I'm kind of curious and I kind of want to try that one. So we'll see. Maybe we might do like a follow-up episode.
You know what? When my lemons are ripe, when I cut them, I should bring you a lemon seed and you can grow your own lemon tree.
That would be great. Yeah.
And then you've got a lemon. Okay.
Yeah,
They're about yay big, a little bigger than a golf ball.
Yeah.
Now, and every day getting a little bit fatter and ready to go. So I'm just waiting to see the yellow start coming out. I'm excited.
Right. There's something about a citrus plant that's just so fresh.
Yeah.
Right.
I every day. It's one of the, like, I look at all my plants, but that one, I'm right in there like a dirty shirt, like looking to see if there's any yellow. Yeah.
Well, it is Wednesday, and that means that this episode is primarily for you. So let's stop talking about ourselves. And let's highlight a great email that we got in from Kelly, who said, your gardening show inspired me to take an agricultural course that I just finished. I got to learn about how our food is grown here on the prairies, about soil health and fertility. I had a blast. Hopefully, one day I'll get to work in agriculture or similar. I'm currently looking for work in this area. If I could go back to school, though, I think I'd go back for horticulture or botany. That's really awesome. I was excited to try gardening again this year. I had plans for peas and lots of flowers. However, the city is ordering our building to block off access to our balconies for the spring and summer because of safety concerns. No timeline for the fixes. I'm beyond distraught. The garden was our place to relax and get excited watching our plants grow, but now we won't even be able to open the balcony doors for a breeze. That's so sad.
That is sad, yeah.
So I'll need to make do with indoor plants this year. I was wondering if you have any suggestions for fragrant indoor flower plants. I have bright but indirect light. The apartment is consistently warm, about 20 degrees or higher. Could I grow marigolds or jasmine, or would you suggest something else?
It's funny when you connect with somebody like that and you know how avid they are. I mean, she even went to school. I was almost as distraught as her when I heard that. And I was just like, ouch.
Yeah. Sometimes when we're gardening, things are so out of our control. I mean, well, we've talked about it numerous times, but the water restrictions that went on, I mean, you have all these wonderful plans for your garden. You get excited. You're building on the momentum from last year. And then all of a sudden something, happens. And in this case, it's safety concerns, right? And it's like, you can't really fault them for that.
No. And there's no workaround.
Well, there kind of is.
Yeah.
She's at least being optimistic and wanting to go inside.
Yeah. So the easiest place to start there was I told her, unfortunately, no to the marigolds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Marigolds are sun lovers. Marigolds are not bright in direct light. Marigolds are like, blast me with sunlight for 10 hours a day, every day, please and thank you.
Yeah.
So, there's a reason why in St. John, New Brunswick, they have a great thing, and it's marigolds on Main, and it's Main Street. So all the elementary schools grow marigolds, and then they all come one day and they plant them down the middle, and unbelievably dry, zero shade.
Yeah.
Zero. From sun up to sundown, that avenue, that Main Street is just blasted with sun. The marigolds thrive. They do so. That's why they put them there. Bright indirect light is not gonna. I don't even know if I would try a grow light, but I don't even know if that would be powerful enough for something like the marigold.
Yeah. And I think, when it comes to planting fruits and vegetables, there's other things that you can think of to kind of produce the right conditions.
Yep.
So, we don't actually talk about this very often on the show, but remember when we used to have grow tents?
Yep.
And they were really awesome because you could have the light and you could sort of create the experience of, growing a tomato, for example, and the full spectrum of it.
Yep.
But it's a big investment for something that may only be a 1 year kind of thing. And
I think it's also, the tents themselves aren't that expensive. It's the light inside that you need, because you need a powerful light. Like, I've got one of those big square modular lights that kicks out an insane amount of light.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'd had to buy, when I did the calculations, that setup would have probably cost me close to $1,700. It's a hell of an outlay for some tomatoes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially marigolds.
Yeah, exactly. And then what? You can't really enjoy it.
Exactly.
They're going to be zipped up in a tent.
Yep.
So that kind of thing would work if you wanted to grow vegetables year round.
Yep. I'm not one of those people. I understand that there are people who do that, and I totally appreciate it. That's awesome, and I'm glad you enjoy that. But I like to look at my plants.
Yes.
I like my plants to be part of my life, not something special.
Yeah. And that's I think that's kind of what Kelly wants to do. She wants to really enjoy.
So what I'm going to do, let me get my phone, because I emailed her back. So for the scented house plants, I know she said she wanted to get away from the tropicals. We obviously went with the jasmine. She said it herself. Jasmine, and also the Madagascar jasmine.
Okay. Oh, so, nice and fragrant. Yeah.
The traditional jasmine, I think most people know that. And then the Madagascar jasmine smells kind of the same, a little different, but they're both beautiful. Gardenia, relatively easy to take care of too. Relatively easy to take care of. And then the wax plant, the Hoya. The vining one that comes up and puts out little star flowers.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we went with for house plants.
Okay.
I would have loved to have recommended citrus, but again, the lighting. I did an orange and now I'm growing a lemon. They are both ton of light to produce. But then we also recommended some herbs.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because if that's what you wanted for fragrance. So, and I mean, these ones are pretty easy, but we did lemon balm, scented geraniums, rosemary, lavender, eucalyptus, and any mint.
That's right. I guess mint just takes off.
Yeah, just any mint in a pot, anywhere. It'll do fine.
And that's cool because with mint, you can get different kinds of mints. You can get chocolate mint, strawberry mint, all kinds of types.
Yeah, blackberry. I never asked her this, didn't even think about it. It does have a fragrance. Catnip. Yeah. If you had a cat, or even if you don't. But it's always fun when we get these challenges because you can think of a plant like, oh, you want a fragrant plant, sweet pea.
Yeah.
Sweet peas like a lot of sun.
Yeah.
So
the sun factor is hard.
But you know what? You're going to come and you're going to spend $120 on a citrus tree. You want to make sure you got the right light.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you got everything done. You're going to spend $5, $4 on a 4-pack of marigolds.
Yeah.
Stick them in a pot and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. What about like shade perennials? Now, I know what you're going to say. But at that point, it's not a perennial. I get it. But there has been this growing trend of people using perennials as planters and recognizing that they're not going to last. Or if you want to, like, if you have a garden, plant the pot in the garden, do all the things, right? But what if she used a shade lover? So for example, heuchera, and she just put it in a planter in her house. It doesn't need a lot of sun. What if I'm thinking not so much long term? What if I'm thinking just for the season?
If I was going to invest that time of money, I would get something that grew faster and was showier, like sweet peas.
Impatient?
Impatient. Begonia.
Okay, begonia. So go back into your annuals department and maybe pick out some shade lovers.
And then I would go to houseplant if I went the other way, because perennials are slow growers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right? That's a good point.
They take a few years. So you're going to put this in, and then you're waiting, and then finally it just gives up because it didn't get its dormancy and it did nothing.
Yeah.
So I would go houseplants, and then I would go annuals. But absolutely, begonias, impatiens, try them for sure. And there's even the houseplant begonias, the angel wing or the polka dot. Yeah. So there's a number of different things.
Do they have a fragrance? I'm just trying to think.
No,
it's hard when you go into the annuals department because there's just like scents everywhere.
It's like a dog.
Like geranium does, but
I've never in all the years of planting them, like there is a smell, but you wouldn't say it was a fragrance, right? So,
and you brought up a great point about cats. What if Kelly? I don't know if Kelly has animals.
Yeah,
so now you have another layer. You have to make sure that all of these plants are going to be friendly.
Yeah, and have you ever heard of the fire flash spider plant?
Yes, it's got like orange in the middle.
Like the
it's
peach.
So cool. You bought one?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are these? And Mark, when I was working down at the court, told me, and I was like, how have I never seen these? How has nobody showed me this?
My neighbor even bought one.
I saw it and I was looking, I'm like, oh, this looks, and then when they get bigger and that peach runs right up through the middle.
Totally.
And here's the other thing too, for the pet lovers, the reason why I went there with it is they are 100% pet safe because they're part of the spider plant family.
Which I thought they were Dracaena. Like I just blew my mind.
When I saw it, I was like, cool. Didn't really think much of it, but I love spider plants. Only thing it doesn't do compared to your, other than look the same. But the other thing is it doesn't put out the babies. It doesn't put out babies. It'll send pups up. And if you do want to propagate it, you got to break them off. I'm like, I don't know about that yet. But I'm super excited. I got one. It's already in my office. Yeah. So nestled in with its new family.
Okay. So here's, I know you already emailed Kelly back, but here's what I'm almost thinking. I'm almost see this as an opportunity for a few reasons. Yep. I see this as, okay, yes, you're going to go into the garden center and you're going to feel really sad because you're seeing all these plants that you thought that you were going to be able to grow, but now can't.
Yep.
So say you pivot and you do things like herbs and you do things that are like more shade loving. And then you try to work with a space and bring some of the outside in. That's awesome. I would also take the opportunity to learn more about houseplants. Maybe this is sort of like a forced redirection to be like, hey, let's actually look and appreciate more of the houseplants.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That sounds like a really good idea. Make some planters, do some stuff. That sounds awesome. Third level, community, because you're not the only one impacted by this. How many other people in your building are also impacted and can't grow in their balconies?
See, I don't think of other people.
No, you don't think outside your room.
Because I don't want to.
Fine.
I don't want to necessarily engage with my neighbors.
No, that's fine. That's why I'm here. Yeah. I don't bring much to this podcast, but I bring community and team spirit. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to reach out in your building and be like, hey, is anybody else having issues? And maybe share.
Well, maybe somebody across the hall on the other side of the building is like, what am I going to do for shade? All I have is full sun and heat.
Yeah, maybe you can share plants.
And you're like, okay, this week I'm taking the marigolds.
Yes, you're growing the tomatoes in your heat sink window.
And I'll trade you all of my herbs for some of your tomatoes.
I got a lot of mint.
Yeah, give me Doing like sideways deals in the hallway.
Exactly.
But that's a wonderful idea.
So there you go.
I'm going to email Kelly back and be like, my co-host Brandi is 10 times sweeter than I am.
And you know what? If all else fails, Kelly, grow your groceries.
Yeah. But yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!